Hey guys, so this is the very last time I'm doing this, I freaking promise, because I've done it a whole bunch of times today, way too many times, making a tutorial of how to set up your product usage numbers for the new inventory page that is going to be put out in a couple of minutes here. And I'm trying to make this video less than 15 minutes long because that's how long it has to be for me to upload it to YouTube and show you guys. So I've got two pages open. Obviously you can see that. You could do it just on two different tabs, or you could do it on two different web pages that are on like different pages on your computer. This is going to be the easiest for me to show you guys. So bringing up the inventory page, I'm going to use Papago's page because I already made it and it's ready to go. And it's going to look like this. Could just open it up that way, I guess. I'm also going to need some Epicurean. And I'm also going to need Papago's old inventory page. So those are the things I'm going to need. Alright, so here we go. First thing you're going to want to do is go to your usage tab and pretend like I didn't put any of this in already because this would be my 10th time doing this today. Delete all that like it's not already there. Sorry, I should have done this beforehand. Give me 1 second. And this will be empty. Alright, so this is what it's going to look like when you get your page. Just like this. So what you're going to want to do, plus these will all be zeros. Sorry, I'm not going to go through and make them all zeros, but it'll be like that. And it'll say date right here. But what I'm going to do, I already picked out what dates I want to use, and that's the first step. Pick what dates you want to be for your initial inventory and your final inventory. The initial inventory is going to be, for me, it's going to be February 10th. And my final inventory is going to be March 31st. And I need to then go to my old inventory page. This is the first quarter for Papago inventory page. And go to February 10th. By the way, you need to use Chrome when you're doing this. I'm not using Safari, even though I usually prefer Safari because I use an iMac. But if you're using Chrome, it'll allow you to paste. What I'm going to do right now is copy this inventory right here and make sure you're using the total inventory column here and not the ordered column. So this is the total inventory column. So I'll copy this and paste it over on this page in the initial inventory. If you're using Safari, it won't actually allow you to do that if you're doing it from one web page to another web page. It also won't let you do it if you say I had this page and I had it in a tab right here. It won't let you paste just the values from one tab to another tab. It only lets you do that when you're in Chrome because Sheets is made by Google and it just doesn't work as well with Safari or other browsers. I don't know if it works for Firefox or something. I only use Chrome and Google, so you're going to want to do it that way. And what you're going to see, I just shifted everything down. On the old order guide, it doesn't have the heavy cream on it. So this is an extra cell right here that didn't used to be there. So everything under that was shifted up one cell. And so I just grabbed everything that was there and dragged it down one cell so that it'll match up perfectly. The next thing I need is the final inventory, which for me is going to be, dang it, March 31st. So all I need to do is copy my inventory on that page. Again, doing the total inventory column, not the ordered column, because I've done that like 100 times, so I'll repeat it a bunch. Copy that and paste just the values right here. If you don't paste just the values, say you just hit Command V and you paste the whole thing, it'll first of all, it'll change the color of everything, which bugs me, and it will paste the formula into the cell instead of just the number, which isn't good because this formula doesn't represent the same thing in this sheet as it does in this sheet. So you don't want the formula. So undo that. You want to paste just the values, and then you get all those numbers. As you can see again, this needs to be shifted down one column because this number right here is in this Torani. It should really be this 2.75 is how much almond roca we had. And that's because we didn't have the heavy cream in the old order sheet. So I'll just grab all this, drag it down, boom. Now it all matches up perfectly. The last thing I need, well, second to last thing I need, I guess, is the ordered column right here. How much of each product did we order in between these two dates? Actually, right here is a good time to check your inventories. This is actually a really good example because I have done this a bunch of times today, and I know this inventory is wrong for my big green tea bags. I didn't have 21 boxes and 41 boxes of big green tea. That was a mistake during our inventory counting. So I'm just going to put it at 2. That's kind of a best guess, but it was probably around 2, and it won't make that big of a difference because we're using a month and a half of like range right here. So it won't make a big difference if it is 1 or 2 boxes off. And also, it's important to note you don't want to use too big of a time gap here. For example, like 3-4 months, because the temperature changes a lot. So temperature change obviously drastically is really the only thing that affects how much of each product we use, and obviously like things that are promoted, but temperature change is a big one, especially for like different cups and lids and like chocolate milk, whipped cream. And you don't want to use too small of a time range because that makes it a much larger margin for error. So you want to use something pretty big. So I'm using a month and a half. It's going to be pretty close to the same temperature, and it's still like big enough to where we've gone through a lot of products, so it gives me less margin for error. Also, I don't have any inventory for my heavy cream, so I'm just going to guess it's 1 and 1 right here. Next, I'm going to go to Epicurean. I already logged in, so log in. Then I need a report, and it's going to be a usage report. I'm actually starting to have fun doing this. I've done this like 100 times. It's getting fun. I feel like I'm getting really good at it. Wow, it put it in for me. This isn't going to say the dates you want. It always says something in 2017, so make sure you change the year. I'm using February 10th, 2018 to March 31st, 2018. And also, the last thing you need to do is change this to 1,000 records at a time instead of 100. If you do 100 at a time, it'll only show from like here to like here or something. 100 different products. If you do 1,000 at a time, that exceeds obviously the amount of products that we order in a couple of months, or like even on our order guide, we don't have more than 1,000 products, so it'll show everything that we have. And it's important. Let's see. Let's look here. This basically looks just like the order receipt that we normally get anytime you place an order and then you want to look at it later. I'll bring it up right here just to show you. If you look at order status over the last month, this is how the normal order receipt looks. But there's a couple things to note. You have the UOM and then times ordered cases and then EA''S, which I'm guessing is each's. Yes, I made that joke on every single recording of this video, and I still think it's funny. Over here, it just goes from UOM to order. So this isn't actually on, but so this is like basically how many cases of each thing we ordered. Here it goes times ordered and then how many cases that you ordered. And also it has a separate column over here, which is super tricky for things that get delivered as one unit, like decaf and heavy cream and whatever this is, sanitizer tabs. So that's super tricky, and we are gonna account for that. But basically what we need is everything out of this cases column needs to go in this ordered column. And there is a freaking tricky shortcut right here I'm going to show you to do that. Basically the same way we would place our order in if I was copying this and pasting it into one of my order days. I'm just going to copy this, which is basically my order for the whole month. Right here. Oh, mouses are tricky. Got it. And I'm going to paste that into my day 1. This is a random day. Could use any day. I'm going to use day 1. Paste just those values. And these cells are usually hidden because you don't need to see them, but I'm going to unhide them right now just so you can see what's going on. All right, so the one with the number column, number sign is the one that normally, if you pasted the order in there, the number you needed would be pasted into the column with the number sign on it. Since this is super dumb and it adds a bunch of extra columns, it actually puts the numbers you need into the T column when we need them in the S column. So we're going to copy it from the T column and put it in the S column, because right now in the S column is the times we ordered it and not how many we actually ordered, and we're going to paste it right there. So now we've got the right numbers there. But also the decaf isn't there, so I'm going to put my decaf here. My heavy cream isn't there, so I'm going to go down, look for the next thing that's in this column. 16, that's my heavy cream. I'm going to put that in this column. My 3 is my quat. 13, -1. How could we have ordered negative something? Oh, we returned it. Okay, ignore that. 1, whatever that is, and 1. All right, so now that everything in this column is correct, I'm going to go to my day 1 on my orders, and this, sorry, I did day 2 earlier today, so that's why there's anything in day 2. This you can just ignore because I'm using day 1 now in the new video. Delete that. But so it should just have something in day 1 because that's what we used. So I can copy this. The whole purpose of that was just to get it organized so we can copy and paste it properly. Copy it from here, paste it into my usage, so it's in the exact same order I need it. Perfect. All right, so how much we used is going to be the amount, and I would put this formula in for you, but I can't because we had to shift these cells, and when you shift the cells, it'll mess up the formulas. So I'm adding in this video how to actually do this, and you'll have to do it on your own. But usually I would do it for you. I'll put a little thing in here so you can see. It's going to be used as what you started with, which will be initial, plus what you ordered, O, minus what you ended with, which is the final inventory, F. Boom. And to make that easier, I'll put little subscripts in here so you can tell which column is which. Initial, the I, ordered, the O, final, the F. All right, so used is initial plus ordered minus final. You can't tell, but I'm pointing with my finger right now to make it very clear. So all I need to do is put this formula in, start with the equal sign, equals initial plus ordered minus final. Enter. We used 105 boxes of coffee. Incredible. Way to go, Papago. Oh, y'all didn't expect that to rhyme. Way to go, Papago. Love it. Anyway, I'm going to drag this down. Perfect. All right, so that makes a whole bunch of, it looks weird now because it has all those extra things in it. No worries. What we're going to do is just select anything in here that doesn't need numbers on it because I am easily confused and forgetful. So anything that doesn't have numbers on it, I'm going to go and delete it. So it's clean and lean, and it's a fighting machine. Samalama Dama Lama, you assuming I'm a human? What I gotta do to get it through to you, I'm superhuman. Innovative, and I made a rubber so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me and end up glued to you. Devastating, more than ever, demonstrating how to get a motherfucking audience of feeling like it's levitating, never fading, and I know the haters are forever waiting for the day that they can say I fell if they be celebrating, because in a way that, dang it, because the way to get them motivated and make elevator music. You make elevator music. Oh, cool, good job. So the last thing, I promise, this time it's the last thing. All you need is how much money you made between the 10th and the 31st, or whatever dates you chose to do for yours. So this green box right here is what you're going to use for it. I already did that on my Peak app on my phone. I went in, I hit custom date range, and I said February 10th to March 31st, and I found out it's $401,000. Perfect. And then all my product usage numbers popped up for me perfectly. And I can copy these. And there is one more thing you're going to want to do before you do this, but I'm just going to copy this and paste it because I've already done this like 100 times. Paste values only. Last thing I would do is go to your old inventory page and look at your usage numbers on here. And I would copy these and paste them right here. And look at them side by side and make sure they're pretty similar. If there's anything that's like super different, and you can see again, like this is shifted up one. Thank you very much. Heavy cream, Epicurean. And yeah, make sure these match up perfectly. How are we doing on time here? I don't know how long this video is. Oh, man, I wish it told me how long the video was. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to end it right here. But just check and make sure it's similar. I know mine's pretty good because I double checked. Things you want to look for, anything that's super big or anything that's negative, it's going to be wrong. If it's super big, you probably took inventory wrong. If it turns out